Hi, this is Barry Anderson from the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room. It is Thursday, April the 2nd. This is the address to get into our room, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. All right, Perry International or Perry Ellis International. This was definitely my trade of the day. An early trade for me. This was on my oversold strategy. This will be part of the optimized channel, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure when the optimized channel is coming in. I would say a month and a half from now. But at any rate, this is where I got the alert, 941 at 2254. And you can see why. This was identified as something that was oversold. Here's the actual alert at 2254. It only got down a penny less. And the problem was that it popped up very quickly from there. Typically what I would have liked to have seen is a little bit of consolidation in the area, and then, I can get into it. But it popped up very quickly. Also, there were only about 40,000 shares that had traded at the time, and the spread was tough. So this was not an easy trade to commit yourself to getting into. But I did end up taking the trade at 22.85. I've found, this oversold one. I think this is the one that gave us ONCE yesterday, the one I didn't get into. And so, was I thinking we'd get an ONC type bounce, which bounced about $5? Who knows? But I was going to take the trade. So I ended up taking the trade at 22.85. Started to settle down a little bit here. The candles are getting a little bit more narrow. And when it broke through 23, I decided to take some profit. 23.20 from 22.85 isn't bad at all. Remember, these are 5-minute candles, so this is a pretty short time frame. And then I really got rewarded. Here's a nice, juicy 5-minute candle that just surged up. Another one. And I said in the room, jokingly, I'd like to get 22.85 or 23.85 on the bid, which would give me a dollar from this portion of the trade. And I ended up taking it right there. There was 22.85 on the bid, took it right there. You can see here it was butting up against 24, and again, I was really hoping that it would just pop through and go, but it didn't. And on this candle here, I decided to get out the balance at 23.87. I know it's hard to see. Maybe I can just, whoops, make it a little easier. Yeah, so here are my exit points, 23.87, 23.85, and but an excellent trade. Now it came all the way back, got all the way back up here, but it's just kind of chopped around quite a bit. So as I call it, let me just uh, back this up. No, here we go. As I call it, here's where the easy money has been made. You can probably look at a lot of charts and you can quickly identify where the easy money is made. In retrospect, everything is wonderful, of course. But here is where it was obviously because it's had the big sell-off. Now it is starting to come back. A little more tough here, but there was no reason, as I said in the room, there's no reason for me to get out of the trade here. It was hanging tough. Even the spread had even tightened up a bit, and so there was really no reason to get out of the trade. If you're going to get into the trade here, yeah, it could pop up, but look at this. This is a dollar move. Now, you could get a dollar move from here. Of course you could. We just don't know what's going to happen. But, as I say, this was the easy part. This was the easy money, and the rest of it is a grind. And you'll find that in most charts, of course, when you take a look at them. And speaking of that, here's KMX. Obviously, the easy money is here. I did not get in. I noticed this one in the pre-market. It had good earnings, so we knew that it was going to be an earnings play. And I got in this really late. My initial entry or alert, actually, this is my custom long strategy, 74.36. So even that is obviously, where is that? That's up in this right there. So it's up here. Even that is very late. But again, this is my momentum strategy. And so what happened is I got the alert in this area, watched it pull back, and then when it popped through, this is a nice little pullback. This is the VWAP. It was holding it, and so I took the trade right here. Hard to see, it's at 74.55. I got rid of some right here at 74.66 to be on the safe side. It popped up here and then it came right back down. You know what? That's not what happened. That's right. As I recall, I missed the boat on this one a little bit. It popped up and then it came right back down on this candle. Let me just try to get this a little bit. There we go. So I was in here at 75.55 and I took some off right here. And then as this candle started coming down, I took the balance off basically flat where I bought it. So I did not make very much on this one. And the next candle, you know, if it had held on, though it would have been tough here because this was, look at this. I mean, this is all herky-jerky action. Very difficult to really make trades on this one after the initial. Let's see, after the initial, get here. You know, after this initial pop, it was pretty difficult to make good money on this. But nonetheless, we take the trade because I trust my momentum filter or excuse me, my momentum strategy. And a lot of times these will just keep going. And in this case, it just didn't do that. Now the next one was RAI, and boy, I got lucky in this one. Watched this for quite a while, and this one, let's see, where did I get this one from? This was, oh, again, this is my momentum right here, 73.13. So, you know, again, I was late on this one because here is 73.13 is in this area right here. Now, I think that what's happening with this is that Reynolds and Lorillard are looking as a merger. And so, you know, both LO and RAI are in the news right now. And so I like this action right here, a little bit of consolidation, but again, you know, here's some tails kind of whipping around, waited for this to kind of settle down. And so I ended up getting into the trade at, again, I'll get this a little bit bigger so we can see. Ended up getting in the trade at 73.37, right here on this candle as it moved up. And geez, I really thought this was going to rip after that. It got up to 73.57, a high of 73.64. It looked like it was just going to rip. I ended up taking some off here, and then I got very fortunate and only lost 7 cents on when this came thundering down. This got all the way down to 73.04, and you know, this held, but now it came back down. So you know, again, for the rest of the day, very choppy action. Obviously, here is the easy money. This was perhaps what I would call, you know, the good pattern with the consolidation and then the pop, but nonetheless, it didn't work out very well for me. But you know, I would take this trade again. Again, it's from a momentum strategy. The last one was a pretty, yeah, it was a pretty tough one also. It was a tough day. um, OVAs, and OVAs has been in the news. Well, not in the news, but let's take a look at the daily chart. It's just been trashed. Let's take a look at the daily chart on it. You know, now, yes, the bios were all coming down, but some of them had bounces. This did not have a bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 big days down. I mean, we're not talking about small days. I mean, you know, up here we're talking 55, 62, all the way down to 31. I mean, that's a huge percentage decrease and some major candles. And you know, this was one I was definitely watching. I thought, oh, it's got to have a bounce somewhere. And so today, finally, there was a bounce, and I will be watching this one going forward because you know it's got a huge gap to fill. But for today, I was looking to do. I got the alert. This was on the, excuse me, the opening range, opening 30-minute range break, 33.92. Now, I've been noticing that these ones haven't been working as well as they were, say, early last week. And so, you know, I might have to do some tweaking on it, but it doesn't mean I just don't throw it away, of course. But, you know, they're working. They're just not they're not following through as well as they used to. Because here's the alert, 33.92 at 11:04. So, okay, 11:04 is right around here. 33.92 is right there. So I waited on this one, and you see how it pulled back. This is what I would really rather do. I have half a mind on these opening range breaks to wait for the second break of that range. I've actually asked Trade Ideas if there's any way that we can put a count filter in to say things like, okay, only alert me the second time. Like the count has to be set to when it breaks the opening range, and I'm going to keep pressing them on that because I'd like to see what the like how good are the odds, for instance, if you waited for the second break or the third break or the fourth break. I mean, I have no idea. I just have no idea. It would take be very time extensive to test it manually. So I would like to be able to do that. And so I didn't mind this pullback at all. Like it's not when I get these alerts, it doesn't mean I'm just going to jump in them immediately. I have to take a look at to see the pattern it's coming from. And so on this one, and also it's a biotech. And at certain points, the IBB, which is the biotech index, it is so beholden to it. I mean, when the IBB starts to lose momentum, stock like this is going to come down. When it gains momentum, it's going to go up. I actually said in the room that on any one of these, and oh geez, I'm missing one here. Well, we'll have to see what happens. If it's an oil and gas or a biotech, I'm a little more reluctant to take it just like that because they're so sector driven. I much prefer like a Perry Ellis, which is it's not bio and it's obviously not bio and it's obviously not oil and gas, and it's probably just going to trade on its own. And so if somebody comes out and bombs an oil well somewhere and causes oil to plummet, it doesn't matter. Perry doesn't care. Anyway, I'm digressing a little bit, but I did take the trade right here at 34.10. I took some out here at 34.44, and I just got fed up right here. I took the balance out at 34.10, basically at my stop or my buy-in, and you can see that it came all the way down. And then I think IBB, if I had an IBB overlay, you would see that it really ripped up. And it's too bad. Probably I could have taken it right there, but again, choppy action, too beholden to the index, and so I didn't get in, but I do know other people that did. Now, one other one that I did take, MSI, this was at the end of the day, and this was, um, again, came in, and this is why you just don't take these willy-nilly. Oversold, MSI, 65.41 at 212. Well, let's take a look. Where's 212? 212 is about, would have got the alert right around here. Well, huge. You just can't, and I'm sorry, what was the price was, hmm, the price was 65.41. Okay, so 65.41 is right around here. So I would have received the alert right there. That doesn't mean, all right, I'm going to take this, I'm going to take the trade. I mean, when I saw this, it kept going down and down. And yes, it had a little bit of a pop here, but then came back down and I decided I would take the trade. Here was 63.25, here was 63.41. Looked like maybe a little base was solidifying. So I took the trade here at 63.66. Really was hoping for a multi-dollar pop, at least a dollar. Got up, it broke through the whole number, 64, got up to 64.10, but on the way back down, I decided I had enough, 63.91. Did not want to take the chance of this happening. And I understand, if somebody said that I guess I can't remember if they put themselves up for sale and now whoever thought they were going to buy them has decided to opt out. I'm not sure exactly, but obviously there is news on this, and now this is going to continue to tank. Let's take a look at the daily chart. I just want to see what the daily looks like because actually maybe get a weekly chart to start to see. Okay, so we're down here. So, in theory, this could be a little bit of a support level. In theory, this is the low. It is starting to approach that low, but this has to be watched on Monday because somebody could come in and say, okay, yeah, the deal's back on, and then it could just shoot right up again. So, a couple to watch then. OVAS, and Perry, not Perry, and this one. The other one, and I didn't take this trade, but I alerted the room to it, was GMS. Let me just take a look at GMS and GSM. Sorry, GSM. Yeah, this is actually on a 5-day swing strategy, and the alert came in at What time did that come in at? 21:23. So actually all the way down here. And I was distracted, and unfortunately, I saw this happening, but I thought, oh boy, the bar is too big. I don't want to chase it. 2136 up to 2163. I just thought it was too much of a chase, and but it looks pretty good as a 5-day swing strategy. All right, I've gone on for a little bit today. The market's closed tomorrow. Today's Thursday, April the 2nd, so the market is closed tomorrow. The job numbers come out tomorrow, and everybody's fretting about that, wondering, what are we going to open to on Monday, depending on what the job numbers are. But anyway, thank you very much for listening. Here again is how to get into the room. Here's the address, logging in with your Facebook or your Twitter account, and I'll see you. Sorry about that. Clicked on a button too soon. All I'm saying is we'll see you in the trading room on Monday. Thanks for listening.